Right there is a Ford F100. Right there is another Ford. I'm not sure what it is. Just as soon as I can get this cleared out, I'll tell you what year it is, what kind of motor they got, and we're gonna see if we can get them running. I done cleared a bunch of weeds out here in the front and a little bit on the side. Let me get these vines and stuff out of the way, and we'll sort of be able to do a walk around and get inside of it and pop this hood. That's stuff wrapped around the mirror. This vine has done grew up through the door jamb. Let me get the camera and I'll show y'all. Y'all ain't gonna believe me unless I show you. this vine has grew up through the door jamb right here. Let me see if I can get to the bottom. Oh yeah, there's the bottom right there. It's done grew up through that door jamb. Well, let me get it ripped off here and get all this out of the way, and then maybe we'll be able to get around this truck. Come on. Broke my antenna. Well, I got the passenger side door open, and there's that vine right there going up through the jamb. That's pretty good size too. Let me see if I can get it out. Come on out there. And there it is. No more vine in the jamb. Well, I got it cleared out enough. I believe we can do a walk around, so let's do that. As you can see, it's a Ford. It's an F100. Right there. F100. Far as rust, just a little bit right there in that door. The bed, the floor of the bed, of course, it's pretty bad. It's the same thing over in that corner. I've cleared enough to get around back, and there's just a small remnant of a license plate left. Well, I bent this corner up right here. Look at there. 1983. 9303 1323. 39 years this truck has been sitting here. That's a long time for a vehicle to be sitting and then try to get it running. Let me get through this jungle. We'll look at the other side. It's a Ranger. I don't know Fords, so I don't know if a Ranger is special or was it just a, regular old truck. I don't know. Somebody tell me. There ain't much rust over here either that I can see. Just a tiny bit right there in that door. A little bit right there in that fender. To be honest, it's not in bad shape other than this bed. See, it's a big hole there. The floorboard, well, let's just look inside. Well, I don't know. Can't tell. What about the rockers? They seem to be okay. I'll have to clean all that out just to be able to look at it. I do see a hole right there in the floorboard. That's not good. How many miles has the thing got on it? It has, well, I don't know. You can't see it. I don't think we're going to know because that plastic is so fogged up that we ain't going to be able to tell that. Headliner, it's going to have to be ripped out. There it is hanging there. But honestly, for it to be sitting here 39 years, it ain't too awful bad. I don't think anyway. Let me find the VIN and I'm going to run it. That way I'll know what year it is and what size motor and all that. I'll be right back. Well, I just did a little research on the VIN number and this is what I found out. It is a 71 F100. It's got a 360 in it. But here's something really interesting. I thought it was an automatic until I saw this clutch pedal down here. Well, it's 3-speed on the column. You know, that's nothing unusual. Well, look right here. That lever says overdrive. Well, I got to do a little research on that, and it is a 3-speed manual with an overdrive. This, it's a planetary gear on the end of the transmission, and this cable engages and disengages that. There's a solenoid, should be hooked to the gas pedal. Let me think, I may have this wrong. When you stomp down on it, it'll go into passing gear some kind of way without having to shift this lever. But you also have to let up on the pedal, gas pedal, to make it go into overdrive, something like that. Anyway, I think that's pretty interesting. I didn't even know that existed. Like I said, learn something new every day. Anyway, let's get out here and see if we can't pop this hood and get to checking this motor over. Well, I don't see a thing to grab a hold of. How the devil do you get the hood open? Well, I don't know how you get the hood open on it. I'll be back when I get the hood open. It took me 30 minutes and that pry bar right there to finally get that latch to pop loose. I got sweat pouring off of me. I'm about to burn up. Anyway, let's get this hood open and see what we're working with. It is definitely a V8. Let me see what all we got going on here. We got some headlight stuff in here. I don't know why it's in there. Let me put y'all on the camera stand. All right, I tell you what, since this thing has been sitting for so long, let's just jump right in and see if it's stuck. If it is, see if we can't get it unstuck, and then we'll just go from there. So, let me grab this fan. Ooh, just not, oh wait a minute, I'm pushing on the wrong belt. Ooh. Hey, I think it, yep, look here. I think it just moved. Tell you what, let me get a socket on that crank bolt. That might make it a little easier. All right, let's see. If I get this on here. Go to pulling on it. Let us see. Oh, look here. Look at here. Oh yeah. That motor just broke free. Pretty doggone cool. I'll tell you what. Let me roll it around a couple times, make sure we ain't hitting no valves or anything else. And then I'll be right back. Oh, what the devil? Good gracious. Ooh, it just got hard all of a sudden. Darn, I don't know if we're hitting like a ring of rust. I don't know, dadgum. It got really hard right then. Let me go the other way, see what happens. Yeah, it'll go the other way, so I'm gonna tell you what it probably is. Probably got a valve hanging out, because I mean it just come to a dead stop. I do believe we got some valves probably hanging down. So I want to pull the valve covers and let's just see if we got any valves stuck. Got a 2 bubble on it. All right, let me get the plug wire out of the way. Just noticed that we're missing the distributor, so we'll have to find one of them if, you know, we get to that point. This right here is why, even though you free up a motor, and it's absolutely amazing that this thing is freed up after 39 years, but this is why you rotate them 2 or 3 times and don't just go to cranking on the starter. Because if you got a valve hung down, you hit that starter, it'll come up and hit that valve, and you'll bend the valve, and then there you are, you have to pull the head. So this is why you always roll it over several times. I'm gonna tell y'all what, we're approaching the end of September, And it is 95 degrees today. Gonna be 96 tomorrow. That's just insane. I can literally wring sweat out of my shirt right now. I am about to burn up. Good gracious. Woo. Well, this is odd. I believe the mice have gotten in the, how did they get in the valve cover, I guess? Through there? Huh. Yeah, I swear it looks like mice have been in here. Yeah, there's acorns. What in the world? I guess them little suckers just, they can get anywhere. A piece of corn. Let me get it out. Kernel of corn down in that head. All right, I'm gonna use my big hammer. Well, because this is the only one I brought. So let us see. That one there ain't. That one ain't. Nope. Nope. Ooh. Ooh, I believe them two are. Let me see. I believe that, yep. That one just broke free. I believe that one did too. Well, let's just see what that did. Can we get lucky, only have to take off one valve cover? I doubt it, very seriously. All right, here we go. Nope, I just hit another hard spot. Darn it. Well, they all seem to be freed up. So I guess we're going to pull that side too. Dang it. Oh. I don't see any mouse evidence over here, so that's good. Well, take that back. There's some right there. Yep. I tell you what I may have to do. I mean, this is pretty bad. I may have to bring my generator and shop vac. Try to clean these heads out. My goodness. All right, which valves are stuck over here? Oops. That one there's good. And there's good. Get out of the way. That one there feels kind of weirdish. Well, my camera has cut off on me twice due to overheating. I'm telling you, it's a scorcher out here. I normally put a towel over it and that'll keep it from overheating. Well, it ain't doing it today. It cut off, I think, right after I pulled this valve cover off. So let me just run y'all through what I have found. I've got two rocker arms that have got a lot, and I mean a lot of play. That there's probably 1/8 inch. And then one over here, I think, yeah, there it is right there. That one there, got lots of play. The motor, it'll turn 180 degrees and it's hitting something. Well, I pulled the plugs out and they look very good. I'll show you right there. That plug looks very good. There's one over here that looks like it may be burning oil, but the rest of them look great. Anyway, I pulled the plugs out and stuck my whole camera down in it and didn't really see nothing, you know, out of the way. So I'm going to say that that valve and this one over here, you know, I got so much clearance that they're not coming all the way to the top. So we're going to have to work on them, see if we can't get them to pop up, and then maybe this thing will start turning over all the way. But right now, I'm telling you, I'm about to burn up. I'm headed to Walmart to buy me one of those canopies because I can't handle this much longer. So when I get back with that, we'll continue. Well, I'm back from Walmart. I got my little canopy here, and I normally buy the blue ones because they're cheap. They're even like $40. This one was $70. I figured the material here would be thicker. Oh no, don't make that mistake. I can't figure out why this one is more expensive, so I won't never buy it again. It's got a fancy little hook. That's about the only thing that's different. You push that up to lock it. That's about the only difference. Anyway, let's get back to work on this truck. I got a couple hours daylight left anyway. I think what I'm gonna do is get the whole camera back out. Let's look at that cylinder and that cylinder and see if I see anything. I'm gonna spray them with some P&B blaster, soak them real good. I'm just gonna work with them and hopefully they'll they'll close up. I'm gonna go ahead and spray them down in there a little bit. Actually, probably need to spray the whole thing, but I don't have much PB Blaster. I bought a can at Walmart. Guess what? It's in the back of my other truck. I forgot to bring it with me. I don't really know what has got it held up, to be honest. Let me work with these valves a little bit longer. I got it in, I don't know what number cylinder, but it's the one over here that's got the goofy acting valve, one that's got a lot of clearance. There's a bunch of crud on top of that piston. That could be stopping us from turning over all the way. So I got the camera in that hole. I'm gonna turn it over and we're just gonna see what we see. What do we have? Well, I ain't got a clue what it's hanging on. Not there a clue, unless it's just a big old pile of rust in there somewhere that it can't get by. I don't know. I mean, it's just solid. Whatever it is, she's solid. Well, y'all ain't gonna believe me unless I show you. Watch that alternator right there. Spinny, spin, spin. Spinny, spin, spin. I ain't got a clue what was wrong, but I will tell you this: I got a little rough, got a little angry, and it finally broke loose. I don't know. Might have been rust, might have been a valve. We might have a bent valve now, but it does turn over 360 degrees. So I guess put a battery in it. Check the starter. All right, let's hook this battery up. Pretty sure I'm not gonna get anything because that starter solenoid right there, yeah, she looks pretty doggone rough. Let me hook my gun up. Let's just see what happens. Oh crap, what was that? Oh, I got to have a ground. That's just flopping on the fender. Let me tighten that up. Look at there. Look at there. All right, I'm gonna watch these valves. Let's just see, check them all out. One right here ain't doing nothing. That lifter is dead. It ain't doing a doggone thing. Maybe I'll start with 7 though. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's just see. I'm gonna use the old thumb meter. Well, I might have to use a pointer finger this time, and just see if we got any compression in any of them. That one's got some. That one's got some. That one's got some. That one's got some. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think I skipped one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's hot. Huh. Well, that one there had some and it went away. Alright, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's do some PB Blaster. Might shoot a little oil down in there too. And I'm going to let it set for a little while. And then we'll check compression. And you never know, the whole thing may fire up. I don't know. I think we'll give her a drink of Earl too. Might as well. Let's just oil them up. Give them a little bit of Earl. Now let me put the valve covers on. I'm going to turn it over just a couple of times. Maybe get that oil and PB Blaster sort of mixed up a little bit. Alright. Alright, let's check the carburetor and see if it's stuck. No, sir. Well, it's sticky, but it ain't stuck. Where's my P&B? I can take care of that right now. That helped it some, though. Let's check her Earl. I ain't even thought about that. She's got Earl. She is full. So that's great. Power steering is empty. Let me get a screwdriver. I'll pop the top off that brake master. Ow, 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 ow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness and gracious. What in the world? What in the world? I gotta show y'all that. Holy crap, holy. What is this? What is this? Good grief. Yeah, I think I'll have to probably get a new master cylinder. Well, now that we've got it unstuck and it's spinning over free, turning over pretty good actually, and you know, it's acting like it's building a little compression, I feel a lot more confident that the thing may actually run. You know, we've looked it over. Carburetor's not stuck. We got Earl. Of course, the brakes. Ooh, but let's not even fool with that right now. Just looking at things that will make it run. I'm pretty confident. So I'm gonna go home. I'm pretty sure this is what they call an FE motor too, just like at 390 in the station wagon. It looks very, very similar. And well, I know similar ain't exact, but I believe that distributor out of the 390 will fit in here. So I'm gonna go to the house and work on it. But here's the thing about it, that hole is, you know, it's no telling how long it's been open. And I know y'all can't see it, but it's pretty disgusting down in there. I'll tell you what I'm probably gonna do. I'm gonna bring my generator, my shop vac, clean the top of the motor, and I'm gonna try to get all of that down in there out that I can. And there's a bunch on top of the exhaust. I don't want it getting in the cylinders. We'll just give this motor, top of the motor anyway, a really good cleaning. And we'll put the plugs in it, put the distributor in it. Hopefully we'll get spark, dump some fuel down the carburetor, give it the old try. This will probably be tomorrow though, because I'm losing daylight. I'm gonna go home right now and start working on that distributor, get it unstuck and check it out and make sure everything's good with it. Well, it's the next day and I brought my generator and my shop vac. I believe first thing we're gonna do is try to get that distributor hole and up under the intake clean. I brought coat hangers and little finger grabber things, and we'll try to clean all that out because that really don't need to be in there. Oh yeah, it's pretty dirty. Well, I got that about as clean as I can, I believe. So I think next we'll get the motor timed to get that distributor in. But before I do that, I'm gonna shoot some more PB blaster down the cylinders because I remembered to bring my new can today. I'm curious to see if the key in there will start the truck or, you know, turn it over. So let me go in there and see. Oh yeah. All right, that's good to know that the key works. So now I'm gonna try to find top dead center on number 1 here, and then we can get that distributor in. All right, that's the compression stroke on 1. Let me get my fleece leak. I think this is the timing tab right here. Yeah, it's just got lots of grease on it. All right, we got that clean. I can see it just as plain as day. And top dead center on number 1 is right there. Now we can drop this distributor in and maybe see if this thing will start. Well, we've got a couple of issues with putting the distributor in. I looked down in the hole and there's something missing. This right here. This is your oil pump drive. It's supposed to have a little clip. This one came off the 390, the Country Squire station wagon. It's supposed to have a little clip here. This well, let me just show you down in here. See that shiny part right there? Well, this here is supposed to be under that. This is put in, you know, when you got the oil pan and all that off. And that clip is to keep this from being pulled out when you pull the distributor out. Well, it's not in the motor. How they got it out, I don't know, unless they just maybe grabbed it with vice grips or something and yanked it out. But it's not in there. And the other issue is getting this one back in there. Because, well, I mean, it's pretty good ways down in there. I can't even see the oil pump. So, you know, just to try to drop this in, nah, I guarantee y'all miss and it'll end up in the bottom of the oil pan. So, I got to thinking, how in the world am I going to get this down in there? Well, I got to thinking, and let me go to the truck and I'll show you what we're going to use, hopefully. All right, here is the plan on how to get this drive shaft in that motor without, you know, it ending up in the bottom of the motor. I got a piece of, I don't know what size this is, plastic line. It slipped over the drive shaft. What I'm going to do is I'll have to grab it with these, just like this right here. Stick it down in there and work on it till I get it, you know, in the socket in the oil pump. Then once that is in, what I'll do is I'll take this 3/16 brake line right here, stick it down in the tubing whilst I hold the tubing with these needle nose, and this brake line will hold this down while I pull this off. Is it going to work? I don't know. Are we going to try it? Yes, sir. Alrighty, there ain't nothing to it but to do it, so let's get busy. Fingers crossed, y'all say a prayer that this don't end up in the bottom of the motor. I can barely see that oil pump socket. Come on, get in there, right there. There she went, fellers. Now, let me get my brake line here and my needly nose, and hopefully, I got to bend this a little bit. Hopefully, this right here is going to work, and we'll be in business. All right, that's holding that down. Let us see if we can pull this off. Oh, look at there. Look at there. Oh, yeah. We're ready for a distributor now. All right, that is awesome. That is awesome. It's just awesome. Now, make sure I'm still on top dead center. I'm going to go ahead and stick this distributor in here. And it don't really matter, I don't guess, which way this points. You know, on the small block Chevrolet, points towards one. Well, let's point this one towards one too, if I can find the rotor. Where did it go? All right, if I put the vacuum advance pointed straight forward, then I want this approximately right there. So, let us see what happens. Get in there, you son of a gun, you. Well, it's down. Number one will be this in here. Let me find something to mark it with. And once I do that, then I guess it'll be time to make some spark plug wires. Alright, I got my sparking plug wires made. They're sort of a mess right now because I don't have any plugs in. What I'm doing right now, I got the coil and everything hooked up, so I got my Metri out. And I want to see if we're getting 12 volts to the coil. I got the key on inside. So, are we getting 12 voltages? We're getting 11.5 voltages, and I am good with that. So that is wonderful. I guess now, about the only thing left to do, oh, you know what? I haven't cleaned the points. Forgot all about it. Let me clean the points. Then we'll stick us a spark plug on the wire. Let's see if we got spark. All right, let's file these pointages. And they ain't too bad, but they are a little bit corroded. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean them up a little bit. All right, we'll try that. And let's just see if we're getting any sparky sparks. We'll use numeral uno. All right, I'm gonna hit the starter. Do we have spark? No, sir. We have no sparky spark. I didn't put a new coil wire on it. So let me put the metry on it out and just see. Maybe that's what it is. Could be the coil too. Well, the coil wire has no ohms, so that is what the problem is. So let me make a coil wire. I'll be right back. Y'all listen to this. That's the windshield washer pump. Oh, there goes the wipers. Oh yeah. It's hotter than the devil. Hotter than the devil out here. Out here, out here. Alright, let me turn the key on. I forget that. I'll forget it every day. Let's turn it over so we get any spark. No, sir. We surely ain't. Tell you what, let's go straight to the coil wire and bypass that cap and see what we get there. No, sir. So, I reckon I need to let's ohm this coil out, make sure that it's good. Primary 1.8 ohms, that is good. Secondary 8.6 kilo ohms, so that's good. I don't know why it won't fire. Y'all watch that right there. Oh yeah, we get spark now. It was two issues. One was the 12 volts coming in on this coil. The little connector that slips over the stud, it was real loose, so I mashed it with some pliers, tightened it up. And then my coil wire boot, well, I didn't have a boot. The coil wire was arcing from here to these wires, so I put a boot on it and oh, son of a gun, that shocked the devil. How in the world did it do that? Woo, man, that hurt. I guess that wire is still loose. Yep. Dadgum, that hurt. Anyway, we've got spark. So, you know what's next? Put the plugs in, put a little gasoline down the carburetor. Let's see if she'll fire off. Let me make sure I got the key on. Key is on. All right, I got the plugs in. I've done turned it over with the plugs in it, and that battery, well, I don't know if it's the battery or the starter. It's dragging a little bit, so it may not start. But anyway, we're gonna give it the old try. So let me fill this carburetor up. Oh yeah, that's probably enough. A little bit to grow on. Fire in the hole. Hey, it did fire, even though it is through the carburetor. All right, let's try it again, see if we can make it go that way instead of out the carburetor. I believe we're probably going to have to take that battery home, put it on the charger. Let's give her just a little more drink. It fired out the exhaust that time. Well, it's wanting to fire, but that starter, I'll tell you, it's dragging way too slow. Let me give it a little more. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Let's take this battery home, put it on the charger, and I'll bring my little jump box too, and maybe it'll spin it over a little bit faster. All right, I got the battery charged up. It ain't turning over any faster, so I don't know what's going on there. I brought my timing light. I forgot all about setting timing. I'm telling you, my brain sometimes just don't even work. I got the damper. The marks, they're marked with the soapstone. I got it set at about 10 degrees. Just, rotating it with the starter. And watch this. The spark plugs are in. It has no compression at all. I mean, when you do that right there with the fan, she ain't got no compression. So I'm gonna try it anyway. But what we're probably gonna have to do is like we did on the old International. Put some thick oil in the cylinders. And hopefully the sucker will fire up. Once it warms up, the ring should pop out again and start sealing. So, let us give it the old try. Woo-hoo. It is trying. Just not hard enough. Just gonna have to try a little harder. Yeah, she ain't got nary no compression at all. So, let me pull the plugs back out. I reckon we'll soak her down with some 1540. Ooh, that's really hot. Ooh, that's hot, hot. Darn. Let us see if we get it in the right place. You go there. And let's just see if I did anything or not. Probably not. Well, it's firing more often. Let me get something a little more potent than gasoline. Let's see if she likes carb cleaner. Well, that was a lot of gas right there. It ain't doing nothing now. I wonder, well, just like on that old International, I wonder if we done oil soaked the plugs. Let's pull one out and see. Oh yeah. Look at that. Ain't no way that's gonna fire. Let me pull them out and clean them up. We'll try it again. Let's hit the start tar. Try it again. She wants to. I can just tell it. I already got my little jump pack on there. It ain't gonna last long, but we can try it one more time. Yeah, we're gonna charge the battery up fully. I didn't give it about 45 minutes last time I charged it, so may have to come back tomorrow. All right, we got a fully charged battery now, but I'm not gonna try to start it just yet because, well, y'all heard how it was popping back through the carburetor, and then it would pop out the exhaust, and it wasn't a typical exhaust note, sort of like a valve hanging open. Well, let's do an experiment. I want to pull all the plugs out. I brought my compression tester. We'll see what the compression is on each cylinder. Then we'll put us some 80W90 in it. I'm gonna put it in this squirt can. Squirt that in each cylinder. If compression comes up, we know it's rings. If it don't, most likely valves, and that's not good. So fingers crossed that that gear oil brings the compression up. Y'all look at this right here. I was leaned over here putting my adapter hose in there for the compression tester. Well, I've been seeing this little white patch ever since I started working on this truck. Didn't pay much attention. Well, upon further inspection, it's a jawbone. See them teeth? Something done crawled up in here and died. Poor feller. All right, let's run through this real quick. That's got about 80. Number 2. Got about 75. Number 3. About 75. Numero 4. About 65. All right, tell you what. Let's go ahead and squirt some gear oil on this side and just see if it changes it or not. All right, let's squirt a little gear oil down in this first one here. See if that don't help compression a little bit. All right, let us see what we get. Oh yeah, that's up to about 140 there. That's 60 more PS of ice. Oh yeah, we'll take that. Most likely rings are the issue. If you remember the old international dump truck from a couple weeks ago, it didn't have any compression. I put 1540 in it and brought it back. So hopefully this gear oil is going to do the same with this. I'm going to check the rest of these and then we'll put gear oil in all of them and give it one more try. All right, here is number 2. It's about 110 or so. That's what did it come up, 35 or so. Numero 3. About 100. He come up what, 25? All right, here is numero 40 again. About 120 or so. That ain't bad. I'm gonna check the other side, but I'm not gonna make y'all sit through that boring stuff. Hopefully it'll come back up like this side did, and we'll give it another try. All right, this side over here was the same as that, and pretty much they were about 75. They come up to 100 to 120 after gear oil, with exception of number 8. It was around 70, and it only come up to about 80 after gear oil. So that's possibly, well, it could be either wore out or possibly valve issues. That might be the one that's popping back through the carburetor. Don't know. Anyway, that tells me that our main issue is rings. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give them one more dose of gear oil, put the plugs and wires back on, fill her up with gasolines. We're gonna give her the old try again. I don't know if a starter is about shot or what, but it's just barely turning over. Tell you what, hang on. I'm gonna prop this choke open to see what that does. And I think we're gonna give her a shot of starting fluid too. We're gonna have to do something about the starter, because it's gonna have to spin over faster than what it's doing before it's gonna start. All right, here's a tech tip for you if you got to change the starter on a 71 F100 with a 360. First thing you do is you come to this passenger side fender. You grab hold of that inner fender, bend it up where you can see the starter pretty good. I can see all the bolts just great. Well, this side bolt and bottom bolt, they're a piece of cake to get out. That top one, you can't hardly get to it. So what you do, get you a really, really long extension and put your gun on it and zip that top one out, and there you go. All right, I got the start tar off, and we're gonna do a little experiment. If y'all haven't noticed, I like doing experiments. That's how you, well, it's how you save money, and it's how you learn stuff. This starter, I think, is, well, it probably just needs oiling. What I want to do is we'll video it, turn it over, see how fast it is. I'm gonna take the end off, oil that, and oil it here, put it back together, try it again, see if it turns over any faster. So here we go. Maybe, maybe not. All right, saw how fast it turned. Well, I tell you what, this right here, it's getting hot to the touch already. That tells me it needs some oil and grease. So let's take this end off, put some oil and grease in there. We'll oil and grease this one, and then we'll do this test again. I bet you it turns over faster. Well, I finally had to spend just a little money on this old hunk of junk. Had to get a new starter. I took the band. You can take this band off. There's a little screw right here. It'll slip off. You can see the brushes. Well, them brushes were wore pretty bad. They had done wore down so far that they had got cockeyed in their holders, and of course, you know, they were worn on a slant, and I just figured it'd probably be best just to get a new starter. So hopefully this in here is going to spin it over a little faster, and maybe we can finally get this thing to hit a lick. Whilst I'm up under here changing these starters, I noticed a little something. That's the floorboard. I stuck my foot in the floorboard over here on the passenger side yesterday, and well, I dang near went through it. But then you look at this here too, this is a cab mount. Well, it's done fell through that too, so it's gonna need just a little bit of body repair. Y'all listen to this motor turn over now. Or not. I gotta hook the battery up first. Alright, let's try that again. Oh yeah, we gotta turn it over. Alright, let me go turn the ignition on. We'll give her the old try again. Come on, girl. Fire up for me. I don't know why that battery's running down so fast. It's a brand new one. That's the same one that we started the international dump truck with. Before we go home, I decided to do a little compression check, and I checked all these, and watch this. It's back down to about 75 or 80, so we've lost what compression we had gained. But at least we do know that gear oil will build compression quite a bit. So what we're gonna do is I'm going home and we'll call it a day. I got other stuff I need to do anyway. This battery's gonna get a full charge, hopefully, and we'll come back tomorrow, fill her up with gear oil again, give it another try. Well, it's the next day again. I got the cylinders filled up with gear oil. I got all the plugs and wires on. I got a freshly charged battery. I brought another battery too. So, let's see what she does. Come on, girl. Come on. She's firing more like she ought to. Well, it seems like we got 2 or 3 cylinders now that want to fire, and I figured, well, let's pull the carburetor off and clean it up a little bit so it'll have a constant supply of gas instead of me having to pour it in or spray start fluid in. Well, the old carburetor, ooh, she's in pretty bad shape. It's pretty gummy right down in there, and well, that big old blob right there, that's what's already come out of it. I already got the jets cleaned up over here, and the Venturis, they're all cleaned up. If I can get this down in here cleaned up, we'll put it back together and put it back on there. There's the old moo cow gang. It looks like they've had a couple of young'uns. There's the old donkeys right there too. Well, I got the old carburetor clean. I had to go home to clean it. That's how nasty it was. It was disgusting. I've never seen so much tar in every hole in it. But it's all clean now, and everything should work on it except the accelerator pump. I don't have one. It didn't look too bad, but it was pretty stiff, so I don't look for it to work. Anyway, got it back on. Since it's been sitting here for a couple of hours, I decided to pull a couple of plugs out and check compression. Well, it's back down to about 80, 85. So I filled them all up again with the old thick oil, and I got the carburetor full of gasolines right now. And we're gonna give it one last try. This is it. I've done everything I know to do. All right, here we go. Starting fluid. Man, that hurts my ears really bad. I do see a leak in this carburetor. I don't know where it's coming. Oh, it's probably that accelerator pump. Yep, it's leaking out the weep hole. Well, we got us a fire, and I ain't got nothing to put it out with. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Lord have mercy. Alrighty, well, there's my excitement for today. Well, okay. Well, that was pretty interesting. I really hate that I used almost all of my water bottles. I got one left. I do have my cooler. It's full of water now where the ice melts, so I got 3 or 4 bottles filled back up in case this happens again. Shall we try again, or is this a sign that we need to just leave this thing alone? Let me get in the shade here whilst I tell you all this. Get out of the way, tree. I don't even know how to begin to tell y'all what I'm about to tell you. I feel like a complete and utter idiot. There's a lot of channels out there that they won't reveal what I'm about to reveal. This big of a Dumas mistake. You know, I worked on this truck 4 or 5 days. Couldn't get it to run. Couldn't even get it to try to start. Gave up on it basically. Well, it had low compression. I figured, well, it's not gonna run. Well, I gave up sorta. I came back every day for a week and a half. I'd fill the cylinders up. Well, I'd check compression, fill the cylinders up with something, shut the hood, walk away. I had to do that every day. First 5 days, I would put Kroll oil in it. Check the compression, put Kroll oil, shut the hood, walk away. Come back next day, do the same thing. And that seemed to make things worse as far as compression went. Well, the next 2 days after those 5 days, I decided to try vinegar. Put vinegar in it, come back, check it. Put vinegar in it, come back, check it. And on that second day of vinegar, it brought back 2, maybe 3 cylinders, got them up to about 100 psi. I thought, well, we may be doing something. Well, I was out of vinegar that day, so I had some acetone and transmission fluid. I mixed them together, about a 50-50, somewhere in there. Poured that in for 2 days. Well, after that second day, again, every day I'd check compression, then pour the stuff in, shut the hood, walk away. Well, get off of me, spider. After that second day acetone, it brought back almost all the cylinders by then. They were all around 100, some 110, except for 2. Cylinder 7 has a dead lifter. It's compressing on every stroke, so it tells me the valves ain't opening. Cylinder 8, it was lagging. It was like 65, 70, no matter what it did. Well, it's finally come back, and it's at about 130. Well, matter of fact, before I started today, I checked all of them. It was like 110, 115, 140, 145, and then on the side, 145, 155, then 7's dead, then 8 was about 130. It ought to run with that kind of compression. And I've been fooling with it today quite a bit. And I'm starting to get aggravated because there's no reason that motor shouldn't run. Well, I got to looking online about 360s. Maybe there's some kind of secret. I don't know. Well, I knew the secret. It's just pure Dumas. It's due to me being a Chevrolet guy. I'm not a Ford guy. The rotor in the distributor turns counterclockwise on a Ford. Chevrolet turns clockwise. I knew that. Well, I made wires, put them on there. When I put the wires on, I went in a clockwise fashion. It's been, spark plugs, they're just wires, they're way off. Just switched them back. I haven't tried to start it. I'm sort of ashamed to try to start it because it's probably going to fire right up. Anyway, I just wanted y'all to know that, I've wasted a few days on this thing purely because of Dumas. Anyway, let's see if it'll fire. It should fire up now. All right, let me make sure we got some gasolines in the carburetor. Give it a drink, and if I can find my little button, here it is. I bet you money she fires up now, or at least dries a little bit better. Woo-hoo-hoo! Y'all have no idea how happy that makes me. That is just, that's glorious. It's glorious. I can't stop laughing because that's just too funny to me. Fooled with this thing 4 or 5 days and never realized that I had the wires backwards. I tell you what, reason I didn't let it run long, well, let me show you the dipstick here, you know, because I poured a bunch of stuff down in it. Well, hang on, let me wipe it off. All right, let me pull it out and show y'all where the level is. It's right here, and the fill mark is down, well, it's about right here. So it's got that much extra stuff in it. Mostly vinegar, probably, because I put at least 2 gallons of vinegar in it. So I'm gonna drain the oil. We're gonna change the oil, new filter, and I still got this valve cover loose here. I'm gonna get 2 gaskets. We're gonna need new hoses because this video is not gonna end till this motor sits here and idles. That's just the only way I can put it. Let me go to O'Reilly's and get some stuff. Well, it's the next day again and again and again and again and again. Well, I've lost track. Anyway, I had to order parts online yesterday. That's why I didn't get back over here. All this stuff here is going to go on the truck or in the truck. I think what we'll start off with is jacking it up and getting the oil changed, the oil filter. I got valve cover gaskets, and whilst I got the valve covers off, I brought my generator and shop vac. I'm going to clean them out a little bit better because they're pretty nasty. And I got an accelerator pump for the carburetor. I got top radiator hose. I'm gonna block this heater hose off, and then I gotta block it off up here. I'm gonna put a plug right there. And well, that's about all I can think of right now. So let's get busy. Oh, son of a gun. See if I can bring this 3 gallons of vinegar out of here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's just about completely full. I don't know how much it holds, but she's just about full. What I'm gonna do next, before I put oil in it, let's pull these valve covers, and I'm gonna try to clean them up a little better. I brought my generator and shop vac, and try to clean them rockers in that area up. Then we'll put the new gaskets on. Then we'll put some oil in it. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget how these spark plugs go. I really don't want to go through that again. Oh yeah, it's pretty nasty. Well, I got a little bit more out anyway. Let me get the gasket on and put that valve cover back on. This will go just like this right here. Hopefully it'll stay in place. Oh, I see. Well, this is very, very convenient. Let me show y'all this real quick. This is rubber gasket. They got these little tabs, and they were too big for the slot. Well, they're cut on either end, so you just put them like that right there, and it holds itself in place. It won't fall off. That is quite convenient, if I must say so myself. All right, let's put this on. Put it on, put it on. All right, one valve cover gasket replaced. I'm gonna do the other one. I'll be right back. All right. Well, I got 2 brand spankingly new valve cover gaskets. So now I'm gonna put some Earls in it, and then I think after that I'm gonna put that accelerator pump in. Let me get this cap out of the way so I can get to that acceleratory pump, and we'll get it changed out. I believe I got the wrong size. Yes sir, yes sir. Need a 1/4 inch. Out with the old, in with the new. Alrighty, one new acceleratory pump installed. I'm gonna put this cap back on, and I think I'm gonna put the fire in order like it should be again, hopefully. We'll see. Let's get this top radiator hose changed out. There's some water in it. Oh, I gotta stop this one up. I gotta pull this out and put a plug in there. Then we can put some water in it. Get out of here. Ugh. Well, this is not right. This is not right at all. I swear. I'm gonna have to cut that off, I guess. That ain't nowhere. There's no way possible for that to work. And it claims that it's for this truck. Pitiful. Just absolutely pitiful. If I do it like that, she got a kink. I gotta cut. Let me see. I gotta cut a couple inches off of it. That's just absolutely pitiful. I'm gonna chop her off about right in that area. Right there. Well, alright, let's see if this will fit. Pretty sure it's going to. Now. Well, yeah, it may collapse right in that area when it gets hot, but I'll keep an eye on it. Alright, now I need to cut this hose right here and plug it. Get out of here. I got a bolt, a big old bolt to plug this up with. I gotta take this fitting out and put me I got a plug I'm gonna put in there. Oh yeah. Let me get a little rough with it. Come on, you son of a gun. I will be. If it ain't one thing, it's something else. Oh, the dad blame time. Ain't never nothing go right. Now that sucker there ain't gonna budge. Why can't anything ever be easy for me? Why? 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 I need to get a bigger pair of chanty locks. These are a little small. Ah, there she goes. Oh yeah. Had to get my small pliers on it. The hell, it still won't come loose with these. Get your butt out of there right now. Seem to have lost my croissant wrench. We'll find it. There it is. It was literally right in front of me. Let me get this hose back on. And I believe we'll be ready to fill it up with some water. Got a leak. Got a major leak in the radiator. Well, it's close to the top. I think it'll be okay to let it run for a little bit. I'll leave the cap off. So I guess about all I got left to do is hook me up a gasoline tank. We'll be ready to sit here and run it. All right, the gasoline tank is sitting right over yonder. That's about the only place I had to put it. I got the hose hooked up. Let me see if these squirters are working. Well, yes sir, we have squirters. Hello, how are you? There's something wrong with me. Anyway, I got y'all back here because it's probably going to be a smoke show. So, without further ado, let us give it the old try. Fire in the hole. You may need a little help. Somebody's probably gonna call the fire department on me. Well, I can't get the old wore out thing to idle. You gotta remember though, we're down at least one cylinder, number 7. I'm pretty sure it's still dead. Its motor's got a shake. I can hear a lifter tapping pretty bad, and it's popping out the exhaust all the time, especially when you accelerate. It's probably an exhaust valve hanging open just a little. It's probably number 8 doing that. So, you know, we're down at least 2 cylinders, I'd say. But it does run a lot better since I hooked the PCV up. And I've looked for more vacuum leaks. I don't see any. So I think what I'm gonna do is just let it sit here and run, because it ain't quite warmed up. It's still got a bunch of stuff to burn off the exhaust. So I'm gonna let it sit here and run for just a little while. I got the throttle propped up with a heater hose. It's the only way I can get it to idle right now. I don't know if you can hear that lifter tapping or not, but it's pretty bad. I'm just gonna let it sit here and run for a little while. Popping. I thought that was exhaust, but it's coming out the carburetor. So the intake valve probably hanging open just a little bit, and I'd say it's number 8 over there. If the oil pressure gauge works, well, we in trouble. That ain't good right there. I don't know if it works or not though. Temperature gauge don't work. The old motor, I believe she's wore out. I believe she was parked for a reason. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Well, fellers, I've decided to name this old truck. I'm gonna name it after myself because of that really big mistake I made having the firing order backwards. World meet Dumas. Dumas meet world. Well, the old girl runs. Not great, but she does run. Would it have ran a couple weeks ago if it wouldn't have been for my big old Dumas mistake? It had awful low compression, but I guess we'll never know. Hey, I done told y'all I ain't perfect. If you come to this channel looking for perfection, well, you're gonna be badly, badly disappointed. I will say this again. A lot of channels, they probably wouldn't have revealed a big old mistake like that, but my daddy always told me to tell the truth no matter what. Well, that's what I try to do. I do have plans on driving this thing out here. Y'all didn't think I was going to leave it sitting here, did you? There will be a part 2, so be looking for that. Anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit the like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Check out my merch, link below. If you got any junk you want to send me, P.O. box is down below too. And until next time, go do something. Blurp, blurp.